What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Therapist Logan Reacts. Today we are running it back. We are doing a new artist today. A new artist dropped a new album. We haven't really touched on this individual or talked about them really at all. I don't think I've ever mentioned them. This is an artist I used to listen to a lot growing up. They had a lot of bangers back in the day. But everyone's kind of popping off with this new album, Iceman. This is Drake. This is a song, Make Them Cry. I've heard good things about this. I have not heard any aspects of this or any new any components of this song. So kind of a cool little Michael Jackson tribute, it looks like, with Iceman necklace right there. But yeah, Make Them Cry. I'm going to pull up the lyrics on my phone so I can follow along. And that way I can pinpoint and just, again, make sure I am keeping up to date with the lyrics and staying on point. Make them cry. But before we jump into that, I do want to identify that I have added a Q&A link to my description on my YouTube channel. So please go click that link. Go drop a question while you're listening to this rendition or this reaction. And yeah, because I want to eventually do a Q&A, again, just to kind of talk more about to you guys, kind of interact a little bit more, kind of going from there. So yeah, make sure you go drop a question on that, and hopefully we can do a video in the future as long as we get enough questions. So please go support that. Go drop a question. Could be about anything, you know, and I'll share my perspective, my expertise if I'm able to. And again, take my word with a grain of salt. I don't know everything. I know I don't know everything, but if I can provide some cool information and, again, some good discussion topics, let's do it. You know, it'd be a really cool component to talk about. So let's jump into it to Make Them Cry by Drake.
Yeah. Ice. Yeah. I'm an only child, no one could have made another. I have to father my mother and treat my son's grandfather like my older brother. The skies are gray in Toronto, they not a golden color. I'm feeling like BTS, cause it took the whole career for me to be so discovered.
Oh, shout out to our army gang. That's awesome. I didn't know he shouted BTS. That's tough. I actually think, okay, wait, hold on. I think I saw a meme of them reacting to, okay, so it must have been this song. Because I saw something where, like, I think it was Jungkook reacting to this, and they, like, kind of reacted crazy to it. I didn't realize it was this song, though. So maybe I did hear just that part. But, yeah, that's kind of funny. We reacted to a lot of BTS, so it's funny that this first song we pick on Iceman he gives him a shout-out. I feel like BTS because it took the whole career for me to be so discovered.
Right. I know for sure that my parents, they look at me and see an overcomer. I'm looking back at them, and these days I see an older couple. I see my only uncle looking like this shit that I ain't owning up to. And if he said the way he really felt, I probably see his side because I'm old enough to. I'm looking at all my niggas, they say, bro, we love you. But all my words really the shit that they be going up to. Feel like 40 won't even listen to my words when he knows I'm in a load of trouble. I'm in the cut just loading rebuttals. And I got a bunch of hits on my hands, see the swollen knuckles. I try to tell him it's working out for me now. He say then show your muscles.
All right, so it's interesting. You know, he's taking a very interesting perspective. He's kind of reflecting on a lot of components. He's kind of talking about how he's been a provider, how he's done a lot of these things, how he's grown up, and how people in his family have recognized him for his successes. But also, like, in the same hand, kind of talking about not really being, even though, like, I'm being accepted or, like, I'm being, like, recognized for this, and there's, like, it doesn't feel like maybe genuine, or maybe there's some, like, slight-handedness or just, like, some, like, other stuff that's kind of going on behind the scenes. My only uncle looking like that shit I ain't owning up to. It's like, okay, like, it's like they're maybe not letting his past kind of go, or maybe he's providing how he's, and, you know, I think it's like a factor when it comes to becoming famous, and having a good income and having to do that, because a lot of people, again, start to look to get money from you and do those different things, and they start reaching out, and, you know, and there's one quick to turn that's like, you really have to be able to take care of yourself, you know. And I've seen a lot of things, and a lot of celebrities, movie stars, whatever it may be, there's a lot of interviews that talk about like people coming out of the woodwork just from your old home, trying to connect with you again, and then if you don't give into that or give up, give in, essentially like there's like that like disdain that's kind of like held for you, and that can be really hard because it can be really damaging for family members. That's got to be a really hard stressor that, I mean, especially Drake too, like how famous he is. Like that got to be a crazy, crazy, crazy feeling. You got to be able to set boundaries to a degree. You got to be able to set that with no hesitation and like make them clear cut. That's got to be an extremely difficult task. I can't even imagine what that's probably like. A lot of people even today just struggle with setting boundaries with family, let alone like having the power, finesse, and just pretty much like the base that he does have, and to have to be able to like set that with his family is like, that's got to be a really, really difficult task. So good on him. But he's again kind of talking points that like that's the things that seem like it makes it hard to set those specific boundaries. Let's continue on.
See the swollen knuckles. I try to tell him it's working out for me now. He say then show your muscles. Prove to me that you're still as strong when it's only us two. They know you thorough with bread, but there's some shit you gotta pony up to.
There it is.
Basically he's saying I got growing up to do. I gotta dig deep. I really hate those two words. They never bring peace. I'm at the Bulgarian Turkey with my bitch, and we ain't come here for no big teeth. Nah. I came here to turn a new leaf and maybe finally get some sleep. But all I can think about is the mountain to climb and the conversation surrounding my music like did Twin Peaks. What died back in 2024 was a big piece. So it's like the shit is me, but it isn't me. Y'all keep on asking me what it did to me. That's what it did to me. When I dig deep, they say dig deeper. Tell us how it felt to me, the Grim Reaper. This album better have some big features.
Oh, bars. Okay, so here we go. So again, kind of like I said, with the was it the uncle? Prove to me that you're still as strong when it's just us two. They know you thorough with bread, but there's some shit you got to pony up to. So it's like, he's quoting somebody that, like you still got to give some more money. He said, basically he's saying I got growing up to do. I got to dig deep. And Drake's saying, I hate those words. I hate those words deep because when I dig deep, they say dig deeper. It's like, it's that idea that like it's never enough. It's never enough, and it's always going, and like everyone's always wanting more and more and more, and there's never any like being satisfied or content with what he's providing and what he's going with, because people will see that as like a lifeline or a way out of the rat race or whatever it may be, and kind of going from there, and they'll get into survival mode where it's like, I need to grab and take as much as I can before this well dries up kind of deal. I like this. When I dig deep, they say dig deeper. Tell us how it felt to meet the Grim Reaper. This album better have some big features. So it's just like, it sounds like he's saying like, and he's recognizing his family's like, I don't care if you end up dying because of this. You need to constantly provide. You need to constantly do these things. You had like setting this expectation that's got to be just incredibly successful, and there's just no content to what he's accomplished at this point, and probably what he's given to most of his family members. Like that's just absolutely absurd. And it's just, oh god, it's like heartbreaking because again, money creates a lot of problems for individuals who are very, very wealthy and famous, and it's just, it's got to be a really difficult component. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh, but they have money, they'll get over it, but it's family. Families are a really big component to a lot of people culturally, emotionally, having that connection, so I can sympathize with that, and it seems like he's really spitting on this. This does feel a little bit like older Drake. It does kind of remind me back to my high school days to listen to him. But yeah, so let's continue on.
Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm all alone for my mental.
Yeah, be selfish with. Ooh, switch up.
And so many people, I almost forgot the intro. Been so sure of my words that I haven't used a pencil. Been so paranoid that nothing in this world seems coincidental. Yeah. Our brother sold his chain the other day and said that someone snatched it. I'm still processing that shit, it got me so distracted. I think he's so desperate and our life is going fantastic. He don't have the heart to come and tell us he pawned it for cash. Even his baby mama been saying he been moving backwards. To me, he's so the only thing that has ever mattered. I can never forgive such a nefarious action. I'm still healing my own traumas. I've barely adapted. This new toxic shit I'm dropping is gonna spin till I'm radioactive.
Okay, Drake. So that switch up was wild. Okay, I will. All right. That switch up was tough because he's talking about taking back his power. The confidence aspect. Been so sure of my words I haven't used a pencil. I'm confident in what I'm saying now. I'm focusing on that. Been so paranoid I don't think things are coincidental. I'm constantly looking into things. I'm being more present. I like that. I would be hesitant of the idea of paranoid because, if it's paranoia, that's inhibiting your ability to function in a day-to-day life, and that's can become very problematic for anybody. But I get what he's kind of saying. I think it's just kind of a play on words. Brother sold his chain and told him that someone snatched it. Still processing that shit, got him distracted. It's just, again, it's like the people around him that's supposed to love him and like asking for these things, like doing these secretive things, these nefarious actions, as he would say, is like, again, just goes against kind of like what he's trying to do. It's like, how can you expect me to keep trying to like look out for you and do these things when you're just like trying to kind of make as much money off me as possible? Like, that's rough. And I love how he says, I'm still healing my own traumas. I barely adapted. That's being real. I barely adapted. That's a good statement. Cause like, you adapt to it. You adapt and learn from it. And yes, you can heal. Yes, you can do these different things, but you again still have to eventually learn to live with it because it's still present. It's still something that has happened. Just because you healed from it doesn't mean it takes away from the event or it hasn't occurred, right? It doesn't erase it. But healing, a lot of comes in parallel with the idea of adaptation into how do I live with this, or adapt with the mental health that comes along with it. Wow, bars. Really, switch up was crazy. I was not expecting that. I'll give him that. Okay, Drake.
Cause I barely adapted. This new toxic shit I'm dropping is gonna spin till I'm radioactive. Yeah. I really make the roughest days in life look very relaxing. I don't do psychedelics because I'm too scared of unpacking. Sometimes I only see myself in my therapist's glasses, but I'm not taking it serious because she's very attractive. I know it's a heavy-ass decision to bury the hatchet. It'll take more than 6 pallbearers to carry that casket.
Come on, Drake.
I put demand in manipulation when I pay your rent, and that is an obligation to our attachment. Then I sprinkle in a little Mercedes in fashion. If that's not enough for you, well, baby, go back then. You fucking dude at the spot that I got for you, Jesus. You gave him reason to speak on my name, that's some weak shit. They texting proof to my phone and my heart is in pieces. You keeping your options open for real, that's some me shit. Sis, you gotta be kidding, like nephews and nieces. I keep on rescuing leeches. I can't believe it, I really can't believe it. I can't believe it.
All right. This menace, dude. Drake. Oh, man. So, all right. I don't do psychedelics because I'm too scared of unpacking. There is a deep connection with doing. I'm not promoting this by any means. Let me make this very clear. But there has been connections to some psychedelics. There's certain evidence-based components when it comes to mushrooms, and there's a lot of data coming out of Colorado and treating different disorders when it comes to that because it helps rewire different synapses in our brains. But there's a good line there because a lot of people talk about ego death and what that can kind of look like, and a lot of that time is doing too many psychedelics and really looking within, and that can be really harmful because it really opens up different components of your subconscious, and if you have unhealed trauma and different components, it can really unpack things and become overwhelming. So it's him being more aware. That's a really good self-awareness line into him. Sometimes I only see myself in my therapist's glasses. So there's not that reflection, that connection. And of course, I know it's a heavy-ass decision to bury the hatch, or what do you say? He's like, but I'm not taking it serious because she's very attractive. Drake, you're in therapy, my man. You deserve healing. Everybody deserves healing. But, hey, even that line would be something to explore too, right? If he's not taking it serious, he's focused on a more instant gratification, trying to connect, maybe trying to be a womanizer or connect with a woman emotionally, and obviously that's a complete ethical violation, and I hope to God his therapist doesn't do that. I don't think she would, be knowing his stature and nature, and didn't get just the ethical components of it. But what was I saying? He's just a menace for that. But again, that's even a form of avoidance. I would be one to call that out. And with him understanding that and knowing that, I'm sure a therapist could explore that. Like, okay, your focus, or use this line, it was an avoidance, right? Because like, oh, before we get to the deep shit, I'm not taking this serious. I'm focused on her being attractive. It's because he's worried of looking in the mirror, looking in the, like, seeing himself in the glasses. That's a reflection, right? And sometimes when we're scared, we run away and we focus on things that make us instantly feel good. And it's if I'm able to sleep with someone, or connect with someone, or do something that makes me feel a little bit better about myself, that's just, again, a form of avoidance. But let's continue on and finish up.
Too many wide transfers, bound to have a good girl's morals tangled. The rent-free penthouse and the Van Cleef floor bangles, and plenty more examples that had you going Dora the Explorer outside while I turned a blind eye, cause it's more than painful.
Switch up again.
I think I also put the man in manifestation. Either I'm too numb to the shit or the city is changing. I bump into people and they act like we literally strangers. Random intrusive thought, but what happened to Taz's angels? So many people that's not around from that generation. Niggas wanna talk about a battle, I'm battling patience. Nigga, I battle frustration. Ooh. I'm about to turn 40, dog, I'm battling aging. Ooh. I'm battling the fact that the album ain't even dropping already. They asses complaining. Fuck it, I'll battle the label. Fuck it, I'll battle the majors. I'll battle the stations till my ass is back in rotation. Shout out to the real fans that knew what I had in the basement. Shout out to the fake fans, I thought we had an arrangement. How many times have you tried to tell me I had a replacement? How many times are you about to ask if I had a vacation? How many artists I've had to witness do bad imitations? Niggas want me all bent out of shape, rattled and shaking. My dad got cancer right now, we battling stages. Trust me when I say there's plenty things that I'd rather be facing.
Ooh, that last one was personal. That last one was personal.
Ice.
And as we wrap up, I do want to talk about I'm either too numb or the city's changing. And then he just talks about so many different things about how he feels like he's alone. Like, again, like he's talking about, he's like, shout out to the OG fans that like stuck with me through all of it. Like, I thought we had an arrangement to the fake fans. Like, he's pretty much just calling out all the people that kind of like we're always just there, but there for them, not there for him, not there for him as an artist, And I like the title. I get the title. Make them cry. He's not being kind anymore. He's taking back his power. He's being a little selfish with saying, which is, I don't say that as a negative, because I think there is part where selfish can be good and protective of oneself. It always comes again. You can't be selfish all the time for always. I'm not saying that, but taking time for yourself and being selfish with your time and your space and caring for yourself is beneficial in what seems to be this state for him. It seems like he really had to get a lot of his chest. Like, he got a lot of stuff that he's battling, Like, and his dad's got cancer and he's battling stages. Like, there's so many things that people forget. Like they're still humans at the end of the day. Like, I think sometimes when people blow up, they get this idea that like they're not humans, or they're just like these people that are held on pedestals and they have to be perfect and all these different things. I'm like, that's just like a wild take. I don't know. That's just me, but. Shout out Drake for Make Them Cry. That was a banger. That was smooth. I like the switch ups too. It's like you had 3 different songs in one, but I get the different stages of it too. Like he killed that. I like that one. At first, the first one was a little slow for me. I wasn't really vibing with it, but then that switch up was that hook. It got me. It was locked in. But yeah. Shout out Drake for that one. But let me know in the comments down below if there's anything I missed. If there's anything below. There was a lot. There was a lot of lyrics. It was a longer song. It was like 5 minutes or something. Let me make sure you drop a like on this video too. Make sure you go drop a question in the Q&A, because eventually I want to get to that too. I want to just, again, be able to connect with my supporters, my subscribers. a little bit more than I currently am with just the comments. And make sure you drop a like too, because that helps out the channel. And out of all those things, make sure you're subscribed too. Hit that subscribe button, because that again helps the channel grow. It helps us start, and we're creating this cool community, and why not push it a little bit further? So please join the community and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you again. I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you stick around to catch the next video, and I will see you then. See ya.